Hello guys, and welcome to Till Vacuum Do Us Part, and welcome to today's video. We're going to be decorating the outside. So every year we put lights on the house, and we wanted to do that here, but we are having the hardest time getting to this peak. I know it does not seem tall, but we even brought home a 22-foot ladder, and Chase, being over 6 foot tall, still couldn't get to this peak. And when he got on the roof, he was like sliding down, so I'm like, we're not going to do that this year. I looked into having them put on, but it was going to be over $1,000, and I'm just not ready to spend that yet. Maybe next year. We've just put too much in this house already, but I still want it festive. So I'm gonna do ground stuff. We have deer, we have Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus. I got light for these trees. I've got big wreaths. So we're still gonna make it festive. We're just gonna do it safely and affordable this year. So if you wanna see that, then definitely stay tuned and get subscribed. The first thing we're gonna work on are the wreaths for the windows. So I have 2 large wreaths. Do you remember what size this was? We picked it up from Hobby Lobby.
Got the tag on here.
So it's really big because it's gonna be going on 2 of the windows.
48 inch.
48 inch. But I wanted to add lights. We bought lights for these. So I hope it works out. But first we're gonna add wire because we're having an issue hanging this because our windows, they're not like, see how this one's like a picture window? The ones on the front have a seam down the middle.
Like right down the middle.
So we can't use like a command strip. We can't use a magnet. We've looked at like every option. So what we're going to do, and I'll link all this down below, are these. We're gonna have to put 2. So 1 on each side of like the seam of the window. But this goes on the outside of the window, and this goes on the inside of the window. So like we're gonna both, like I'm gonna be inside the house, Chase is gonna be outside of the house.
Strong man.
So it's cool, like for your front door, you could hang a wreath on the outside and the inside at the exact same spot because they both have hooks on them, which I thought was really neat. But first we're gonna try it on these windows, but it looks like a heavy duty hook, which we're gonna need. So we're gonna start there and then we'll add lights if it works.
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be.
Now we're gonna try out this hardware that I mentioned earlier. So right here, now that we're on the outside, you can see we have that whole like seam going down the middle of our windows. So we can't actually attach anything to the glass or it won't be centered. Plus, I don't think a suction cup would actually work out here because it's so windy. Now our door's kind of pushed back a little bit, so suction cups will work, but I just don't trust it out here. But if it goes down that seam, it's not level either. There's like tons of different dimension in it. So trying to find something to work is so hard. So I hope this does. So that didn't work either. I cannot tell you how many hardware pieces we have bought for this, but basically this window has 2 pieces of glass in it. So I'm gonna show you on the front door where it's just like 1 pane of glass, it's gonna work. But on like our actual windows, it's 2, so it's not like reaching each other. So if you have 2 layers of glass, and apparently everything in our house is, do not get these. They will not work at all, just so you know. I'll save you the time in the video. Okay, we're gonna move on to plan B because we're gonna have to figure out what to do with these later because we don't have the hardware. But I bought lights to put on our like trees on the outside, and I wanna put this tree up on our porch, and we've gotta figure out like just all the extension cords and how that's gonna work. So that's what we're gonna work on now.
Christmas, we're gonna dance. We're gonna dance, 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 come on.
Honestly, we never put lights on like the bottom of our house. We always put them on our house. So this is the first time I've wrapped lights in a long time. I remember, I think the first year in our first house, which you guys never saw that home, unless you follow me on Instagram, and I've showed like snapshots and stuff, but we used to do lights on top and the bottom there just because it was so small, and we had like these little bushes, and so it worked. So it's been a long time since I was like wrapping trees and stuff, so it just brought back memories from that house.
And family, making angels in the sand. You and me, doesn't matter, it's Christmas in my heart.
While I was like stringing all the lights and like putting them on the trees or bushes, whatever you want to call them, the shrubs, Chase was working on extension cords so we could hook them together and also plug them into the house. And so we have an outlet right around this corner, which we've checked before and used. All of a sudden it's not working. So the one on our front porch didn't work, and so the builder had the company come out and fix it. And I guess when they fixed that one, now the other one's not working. So like we used to have one work and then not one work, and now they've just flip-flopped. So now we're having to figure out how soon the builder can come out so we can get that replaced. So we're trying to figure everything out to see if the builder can send his people to come fix this, and hopefully they can soon so you guys can see this place lit up as best as we can. But I do have those trees wrapped. I thought it was only going to take one box for each, and it took two, so I have those done. I'm going to have to go to Walmart and buy 4 more packages for that side. I do have a tree I want to put up here. We've got other stuff for this area, but Chase is talking with the builder. So what I can do is work on this. I went ahead and added these trees out here already. They're from Hobby Lobby. And I got a new mat, but it's not very big. So I'm going to try it out here and see what we think. Get this space looking good. Maybe work on this tree, and then we'll go from there. This is the mat I picked up. I really like it because it's like simple. So I mean, I actually picked it out, but it is a lot smaller than this one. So we're gonna see if it's gonna work or not. If not, I can just take it back. It is smaller. I'll bring you guys back out here this evening when there's not so many shadows, but it does allow for me to bring this stuff more tucked up, which I like for winter, because like if it snows or gets super windy out here, I do have to come and move it. So I kind of like it's up here tucked away by my door. Excuse all the crickets. We have them everywhere right now. They're like all around my house, but let me know what you think. Like I said, I'll come back out later just so you guys can see it better, but I'm probably gonna go ahead and start working on the tree right here. It is just one of those days that you just want to like go back to bed. It's been like that since the moment we woke up. I set this tree up here so I could show you guys. It came from Costco. I'm gonna have it linked down below, but it knocked off my drink and ice went everywhere. Like it's all the way down there. My entire drink. So if you're ever having a day like this, just know everyone else has them too.
Join the tribe on Father skies, with angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
While we're here inside, I do want to talk about this product real fast. So Jaws has a new holiday kit out right now, and what's so nice is these are all products you need, and I love that it comes in the caddy, and I love that it keeps the little pod refills here. So basically you get the disinfectant, the kitchen, the foaming bathroom cleanser, which I love. This is the best glass cleaner. So everything's non-toxic except the disinfectant, which kind of makes sense. You also get this Miracle Cream cleanser. When I talked about this in my last video, they sold out, but this stuff will clean anything. Like, you have to have this. I love that it comes with the little sponge with it. You also get matching cloths to match each one of the bottles, and then you just use the pots to fill them up. I'll show you here in a second, but you get 2 pots. So for every bottle you see, it's actually 2. So you're gonna get 8 bottles of cleaner, the 4 cloths, the Miracle Worker cream cleanser, the sponge to go with it. But then the added bonus right now is they have a new product out. I'm so excited to try this. I'm gonna be trying it out on camera, but they have a dish spray. So you're gonna get that bottle with 2 refills as well. I am so excited to try this out. So let's go ahead and get all of these filled up and ready to go, and then we'll test it out. I've worked with Jaws for many years now. I love them. I love their company. I love everything they stand for. So if you're new to Jaws or never heard of them, Jaws stands for Just Add Water System. So they actually send you like pod refills, so you don't have to get new plastic bottles every single time. Plus, they're not just shipping water, they're just shipping the pods, and they're all about like reducing the amount of plastic that's going into our earth. And so that I love that they're doing that. Plus, their products are non-toxic and they smell amazing, but it's not like overwhelming. Like, if you've never tried a Jaws product, you definitely need to buy one to test out, because I promise you, you'll love it. Just so you know what I'm doing, there is a water line here. It's kind of hard to see now that I have water in it. This doesn't say it, but you can see it. Like, I don't think on camera you're going to be able to see that line, but it is there. So you know exactly where to fill up all the water. And then all you do is drop the pots in and then twist them on. And then the fun part happens, because you get to see all the color, which is like the product going into it. So now we're going to do the satisfying part. Okay, I was not expecting it to be the foam for some reason. So if you have the bathroom foam cleaner, it's like that, the way it sprays out, but it has an amazing clean scent. So it's called Lemon Burst. And what I love about their products is they have really nice scents, but they're not overwhelming. They're not those like toxic smells, and they don't give me headaches. Sometimes with smells, I have to be very, very, very careful. This is just enough. It smells clean, and you can tell how clean it is. Like, look how shiny it is. I know it's still wet, but it cleaned it really well. And like I said, it's just super pretty to even have sitting out. So if you want to pick up one of these products, you can get just the dish spray on its own if you don't own that yet. It's a good gift too if you want the whole bundle. Basically, you can use the code Ashley25 for 25% off your order on anything on the site, and I'm gonna have them linked down below. And thanks again to Jaws for sponsoring today's video. I bought this tree like a few weeks back, but I hadn't opened it. I found it when we were doing a Costco run. I will say I was watching Mama from Scratch's one of her videos. I think she was doing a whole video on like tree comparison. If you don't follow her, definitely check out Mama from Scratch here on YouTube. But anyways, she had this tree. I don't know if she bought it this year or maybe had it last year, but she had it set up and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I'm so glad I bought it. So I can't wait to like get it set up and see what it looks like in real life. I think this is gonna look really cool at night. I still have to figure out something for down here. I don't know if I'm gonna put it in something so I can like hide the cords, but you guys know that's not gonna fly. I will say everything we're plugging in is going on timers, so we don't have to remember to turn things on and off. It's always so hard, so we just love doing timers. Can you guys see George right there? Can't get a really good angle, but he's in there watching me. But I think this is gonna be super cool. In this area, we also have deer. Oh, Chase is bringing them now. We also have Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus. I'm not sure where they're gonna go yet, but I think the deer over here would be cool. I think this area gets kind of dark, so it'll be nice that it kind of gets lit because the reindeer laying up. So in our last house, these seemed a lot bigger. I think we may have to replace these at the end of this year when ones go on sale, but we got these for like $5 at a garage sale a few years ago, but they are so sticky. Even when we bought them, they're like, you have to wear gloves to move them because they're just like old from being out like in the weather. But I think it'll be really cute. I'm trying to think of what else we have. We still have to finish the trees on the other side. We still have to figure out the wreaths, but slowly I feel like at least we're making some little progress for now. So we'll add lights to those. Got that lit up. This will be lit up. Those are lit up. So we're getting there. Fingers crossed we're getting there. It's windy today, shocker, in Oklahoma. So if you can't hear me, I'm sorry. I'm trying to stand back to figure out where I'm gonna put like Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus. So like think here, this is gonna be lit up there. This is gonna be lit up. We're gonna have a wreath there. We're gonna have a wreath here. The deers are gonna be right here. We have the tree there. So I'm wondering if we should put like them over there because we're gonna have something there. We're gonna have something there, there, there. Oh, but those are the wreaths. And just in case you're wondering, we always get comments about our grass this time of year. It just goes dormant. So it's not dead. It just goes dormant for the winter and then it'll come back in the spring. But it's always so much prettier when it's green. But once winter hits, it is done for the year, which is nice for Chase so that he doesn't have to mow and weed eat 6 acres out here. So he'll enjoy the break from it, I'm sure. I absolutely love them here. This worked out perfect. We had plants right here, but they died. They were supposed to be like the hardiest of plants and they said we couldn't kill them. But I think the boys kept coming out here and that's where they kept marking their spot. But it works out perfect for Christmas. I love like as soon as you come up my porch, that's gonna be the first thing you see. We are gonna have to weigh them down. We did something last year in the last house and they didn't blow at all. So we're gonna have to be careful with them. I'm gonna have to put something super heavy in them, but those will be lit up. That will be lit up. Wreath at some point lit up. The deer wreath lit up. So we're not gonna have lights up high, but I think we're gonna make it work for this year. But I really am super, super excited about how this turned out. I have the deer placed and I love how they look very like organic. Like this is how they would be in the wild, like kind of all spaced out but close together. That's Daddy, that's Mama, this is Savvy. Works out perfect. They're like a family of 3. So now Chase is gonna go and stake them down because we live in Oklahoma and it's always windy, always. And then we are going to hook them all up to extension cords and they'll plug in here, which needs to be fixed, hopefully soon. Hopefully before this video goes up. really hope we can make those work. I do have outdoor red bows to put on them and the lights, so I'm gonna do that soon. But first, I remembered I had some baskets up here. I'm thinking about that front porch tree so I can hide all those cords, and we can weigh it down better if it's in a basket because we can put stuff in it. So I have this one and I have that one. That one would do better outside, but I like the look of this one better. I'm gonna try this one and see if Chase shoots me down. This worked out so well, so I'll show you in the evening once again, like when the lighting's better. But what's nice is we can put bricks or whatever we need to down there, like bags of sand. I can cover it up with like fake snow or something. But I was able to weave the extension cord through the basket so it doesn't have to come up and over. It went through the back and plugged in. That is cord goals right now. If you guys know me, you know I hate cords and wires sticking out. We are back inside because here in Oklahoma it decided to get warm again. It's been so chilly, and today it's like 81, so Chase is dressed for summer and I'm dressed for like winter, but I was just so ready for winter clothes. And when you're inside, it's fine. Like when you go into stores and restaurants and our house and all that, it's cold, but outside it's hot. So I'm gonna work on these trees inside. I'm gonna open the lights, make sure we have enough of them, make sure they work. Then I'm gonna put them on the wreaths, attach the bows. So here in a little bit when we get the hardware we need to hang them, they're like ready to go. I have had the hardest time finding wreaths ever since we moved into this house. Like for our front door, we need a very oversized wreath. I found one like lavender one I bought when we were like building for the house, and I have that, but every season I try to find like a good oversized wreath and I just can't find them. So when I found these at Hobby Lobby, I grabbed them. They are that cheaper look, but they're gonna be up on the house outside, so it doesn't matter. I did look for like pre-lit wreaths, but every time I found one, they had to be like plugged into an outlet, and I did not want a cord running down our house. So I went ahead and skipped on those, but I was just surprised I couldn't find any like battery operated wreaths, and then I have a really hard time finding a good size. I've looked on Etsy, but they're like several $100s, which I just hate to spend on a wreath that like the sun turns the color of it so easily and like bugs get all in it. So if you know a store or a website, definitely comment down below and let me know, because I would love to buy some wreaths for this house. I just can't find any that are the right size for our front door. I think that looks so good, and it was so like inexpensive for like how big the wreath is. If you go into like Home Goods or anywhere, wreaths are expensive. I will say this is like the cheaper looking wreath, but it's just gonna be outdoors. It's gonna be in all the elements, but from far away, I think it's gonna look really pretty. But look, just by adding lights and the outdoor bow, like either way, it would look good. But I just feel like that's very festive for Christmas. So let's go ahead and get the next one done. So my battery died, but I got it put on. But I wanted to show you, even if you don't want to use the lights, it's still a really cool look. So there's with the lights, there's without the lights. It just clicked that we bought ones that didn't come with a remote, because that's what kind of day we're having here. So we're probably just gonna leave them on. I put good batteries in it and just see how long they last. I almost rather replace the batteries once a week than have to turn them on 4 different times with like the 9th setting every day and every night. So we're probably gonna leave them on. We'll test that. Worst case, they'll look like this on the house. It'll still be fine if I don't want to switch them, but I did want to show you just how they looked finished. And then as far as outside goes, you won't be able to tell much, but Chase did work on, you wanna come boys? Come on Tiger. They love getting from outside. George normally heads straight for the pond. But he weighed everything down, so I'll have to ask him what he put in. Oh yeah, they're much heavier now. So the hope is that they won't blow away. If it gets super windy, which it can in Oklahoma, we'll deal with it then. The one thing I hate about Christmas lights is just all the wires. So you can't see it from far away, and at night with the lights on it looks pretty, but like up close during the day, I'm like, wires everywhere. So if I hate it one day, I could actually come and put the rock on it. I just don't know that I will, but sorry if it's windy. Everything's looking good. I'll come out here this evening so you can kind of see what it looks like. White's still bright, but not as many shadows. And then once we get our outlet fixed, I'll show you what it looks like. I guess now all we have left is we're gonna go buy hardware for, thanks George, hardware so we can hang the wreaths, and then I need 4 more boxes of lights. So we're about to get out, run a few more errands. I just got back from taking Savannah to dance, so we're gonna run a few more errands, and hopefully we can finish this up either tonight or tomorrow morning. Okay, so I realized what he used to weigh everything down. This is extra material from our fireplace. So up in our attic, they left everything they didn't use, so that will definitely weigh it down. So if I need to cover that up, I can, but it's not like terrible because you'd have to be like all the way up here. But it's looking good. And the mat looks good too. Chase just showed me, we were talking about cords. He knew this cord right here would drive me crazy. So he buried it. So that's how you could do it so you wouldn't see it. It's along the White House, but it would be going here all the way to there. So one day we might have to do that with the rest of them. I'd like it way better. It's a lot of work, but it does look way better. I mean, if snow would just come, we wouldn't see any of them, but like, I know like when I'm back you can't tell, but like there's cords here, cords there, cords, a stash of cords. Oh, it just makes me cringe. It's like the worst part of Christmas is the cords.
All the cords.
It comes back every year just to set my mind at ease. Oh, Christmas is a part of me. Oh, Christmas is a part of me. Ooh, Christmas is a part of me.
Just a little tip if you live in a windy space like me. This was blowing around, which isn't a big deal, but I just took some of these like little branches or twigs and put them in there and just bent it to help push it back. So I kind of took some that was behind it, pulled it in. You can kind of see over here, like I have it going down, so it just kind of like holds it in there and keeps it from moving just too much. Kind of holds it in place basically.
Christmas is a part of me. Hey, oh, yeah. Christmas is a part of me. Oh, yes it is. Ooh, Christmas is a part of me. Oh, yeah. Say, ooh, Christmas is a part.
Okay, it's later. We went to Walmart. They're sold out of all the lights we had bought down here, those 4 boxes. So we're having to take off all those strands of lights. How many of those did you get?
4.
Oh, okay, but we already had 4.
Yeah, we already had 4.
I was like, oh my gosh, we didn't get enough.
Yeah.
So the 4 we bought that we were looking at last night, and we're like, oh, those are the wrong ones. We kept those because they had more. So we're gonna take these off, redo them, do the other side, and then I think we should be good to go. So I'm hoping when he's done with this, we can turn everything on so you can see what it looks like. Final update, guys. I'm sorry it's windy. That's Oklahoma, and it's chilly today. So the last 2 days we were filming it out here, it was in the 80s, and today it's in the 50s. But I wanted to show you, we have the wreaths up, and then I moved the nativity scene right there, but I took everything else down. We've made so many visits to like home stores trying to get all the lights to match, and we could not do it. Plus before that we spent so many days trying to get like top lights, and then we finally found the ones we wanted, and then Chase couldn't get up to these peaks. I think I've talked about that. But I kind of wanted to show you real life. I could have scratched this video, but I want to show you sometimes you work and work and work and it just fails. So I'm not really sure what we're going to do out here yet. So stay tuned. Follow me over on Instagram because you'll see over there what plan B. It's not even plan B at this point. I feel like we're at like plan M. Plan Z. I don't know. I will say I love the wreaths up there. It's just simple. I love Mary and Joseph being tucked away right there just with the elements and the wind. I won't have to chase them. Everything else I just don't know. But lights were not our friend this year at all. Like when we were trying to do the ones on top of the house, they weren't our friends. And now down here, I just did not want mismatched lights. And every time we bought them, they didn't work. And I was finally just like, I'm just tired. I'm over it. So we'll figure it out. There's George right there if you see him. So I wanted to give you an update. I wish this was like every other video where we end at a happy ending and like there's after clips. This is about all you get right now. So sorry about that, but I just kind of wanted to share real life just in case you've ever had to deal with something like this. I feel like from the very beginning of the video, it just was like all odds were against us. So we're going to end it here, and hopefully I show you a beautiful house decorated for Christmas one day. But if not, I'm really okay with the wreaths. They look good with Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus. I could still light these up if we need to. So I don't know. We'll find out soon. But today I'm just kind of like, I just want to get back to normal life. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'm so sorry if you're disappointed. Most videos never end like this, but I just wanted to show you guys once again just real life and what happened to us. So hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. One more thing, I do want to thank Jaws for sponsoring today's video. I'm going to have their link and my code down below in my description box just in case you want to get any of the products you saw me work with today. They have other ones as well. Grabbing a bundle is going to save you the most money, but if you're wanting to try one out, that dish spray is amazing.